Well, you know, a lot of money is at stake in California's primary election, and we're not just talking about the presidential race. On next month's ballot, there are 4 measures to expand Indian gaming. They are Propositions 94 through 97, and you probably have seen some of the ads for and against those initiatives. Well, the measures are essentially identical. They allow more slot machines in exchange for more money for the state. Now, according to the latest field poll released today, the yes vote in favor of those initiatives is ahead, about 42% to 37%. Pretty close, but a substantial percentage of voters are still undecided, 21%. And it's those voters who will determine the outcome of this race. John Libertini now on how much money both sides are spending to sway those undecided voters. John?
Well, Kenny, this could go down as one of the top 5 most expensive ballot battles in California history. Both sides of the slot machine expansion issue are throwing bags of money at this campaign, but that only begins to describe the influence of Indian gaming.
California faces a looming fiscal crisis.
The advertising blitz over Indian gaming will likely eclipse $100 million by Election Day.
That will mean billions and billions of dollars over the next 2 decades.
A yes vote delivers 17,000 slot machines to 4 tribes in the Southern California desert. Dr. Barbara O'Connor is a longtime political observer.
Tribal gambling folks have a history of spending a lot of money on statewide initiatives to get them first into the business, to expand the business, and to defend the business.
4 tribes cut themselves a Sacramento deal.
This fight is serious business for both sides.
Deals that give away too much to the richest, most powerful tribes.
A source close to the campaign and a check of our own commercial logs shows voters are exposed to a television or radio ad every 10 minutes, and maybe more often than that.
The fact is, you have a presidential primary going on. You're going to have a lot of voter attention on the top of the ticket, and we also want to make sure that we're able to get our message across.
The Yes campaign has raised $85 million to be used solely on political ads. The opposition will attempt to sway voter opinion with $26 million. 2 rival casinos are major players in the fight against Props 94, 95, 96, and 97. Upset their competitors, maybe getting an advantage.
Those casinos are going to have the opportunity to flood their casino floors with slot machines, which are the cash cow of a casino.
Experts say more and more voters are now basing their choices on the money trail, who's behind the initiative, and how much they're spending. The nonpartisan Cal Voter Foundation tracks the names and numbers of major contributors.
These are the top donors for this measure. These are the ones against this measure. That can help voters make a more informed and fast decision.
According to a CBS 5 analysis, the Pechanga Indians have contributed more than $20 million to the Yes campaign. Agua Caliente has chipped in nearly $11 million, as did the Morongo tribe. On the nose side, the United Auburn Indians and their Thunder Valley Casino lead the opposition with $5 million. The Pala Indians are in for $3 million, as is Casino Workers Union, United HERE. And the owner of the Bay Meadows and Hollywood Park racetracks is also ponying up more than $3 million. And it's not just this campaign. Multi-billion-dollar successes have made Indian gaming a major player here in the hallways of the state capitol. In fact, since the very first public votes were cast in the late 1990s, tribes have contributed more than $100 million to candidates, ballot measures, and political committees. That makes them one of the state's highest rollers.
Correction guards, labor unions, Chamber of Commerce, Indian casinos, AT&T, a lot of temptations.
Indian gaming generated almost $8 billion in 2007, and that buys a lot of clout.
They walk into the room and say, buddy boy, it's my way or it's the highway. And that's the way it is.
In the heart of Indian gaming country, Palm Desert Assemblyman Jim Batten has taken close to $750,000 in campaign contributions from the tribes since 1999. But he's not the only one. Livermore Assemblyman Guy Houston has accepted smaller pledges. So has San Leandro's Ellen Corbett, and neither have any tribal constituents.
I still believe that people who come here come for the right reasons, and they do the best by their constituents that they can.
Now, the advertising blitz, I'm told, is at full throttle right now, so we're in for this for another 10 days or so. But there's a good news, bad news reality here. Sure, you get your message out, but experts say you run the risk of confusing voters with so many ads. And historically, California voters have rejected ballot measures they do not understand. Now, guys, we should note the measures themselves really aren't that complicated, but the difficult choice in all likelihood for many Californians comes down to this. Do they philosophically agree to expand Indian gaming or not?
Hopefully it'll convince some people to read the voter pamphlet and try to understand it. Yeah. John Libertini, thanks.